Hello and welcome, my name is Jay, and in this video we're going to talk about the new Wookiees. Now, new in two senses. New in the sense that they are for the Republic and they are actually going to be new, but this information that I'm looking at today is actually like over a month old, I think, so it's not that new. But I've been thinking about it some more recently and I wanted to talk about it, and yeah, let's have a look at it. So they painted this miniature up on stream, I believe. But here you have it. This is what was shown, I think, by... I'm not 100% sure where this came from because I can't find it again. It might have been on stream. It might have been on Facebook, but I've not been able to find it. Thankfully, I saved it. And yes, what are we looking at here? You might be thinking, oh, it's a new upgrade for the Wookie Warriors. Yes and no. These Wookie Warriors are coming to the Republic faction, so not the Rebels that we currently have. They're probably going to be in a new box that I think is going to be dual faction. I may be technically wrong on some of the details. I don't actually know for certain. I've not caught it in the live streams or whatever like that, but I think this is going to be a new box. It was leaked by Lion Rampant, Wookie Warriors, and we thought, oh, it's going to be for the Republic. But it's going to be dual faction, we've been told, and new upgrade for the faction is this Battle Shield Wookie. Now, first and foremost, I'm not a fan of the miniature. Maybe it's just the angle of this post, but I just don't really like it. It is what it is. I'm not really that bothered about it. And then secondly, we have the sales model that you're going to be having if you are a Rebel player and you already own 3 Wookiee Warrior units. What do? Do you know what I mean? Because how are you going to obtain that? If you're a Republic player and you don't own any Wookiees, then it's fine. You're just going to get these upgrades. And quick look at him or her. I don't know if they're gender specific with Wookiees. There is the female Wookiee that they like Chewie maybe tried to date in the Christmas special. I don't really know what I'm talking about, so I'm going to stop. But yeah, so in the defensive pose, you get 2 black dice, which I think is the same as a normal Wookiee, but you also gain armor 1. So you're going to cancel up to 1 hit basically for free, unless they have impact, which would be weird, but it is what it is. But then at the start of your activation, you can flip it, so you can have either of these, and you get the attack warrior, which is 2 red, so obviously an improvement in attack dice. Now, Wookiees, I think, I'm not sure how much they are. They were 75 when they came out. I'm not 100% sure how much they are now, but it's not that much more than just 1 extra Wookiee, so it almost certainly is going to be worth taking. And, well, if you want the extra guy or Wookiee or girl or whatever it is. And yeah, so that's what they are. All in all, I think that's a goodish upgrade for the Wookiees. So let's have a look at Wookiees just in general. So this is how much they were when they came out. I'm not 100% sure how much they are now. Let me see if I can just very quickly find that. Oh, I think they're 69 points now, Kappa. So the 26 is still more than one miniature, but you are getting like a significant improvement in attack dice if you are in that attack mode, and the armor 1 is obviously going to be very useful. Oh, good. I think we're all happy with this, right? If you add that miniature to this, great. And for the Republic faction, presumably there'll be a very similar card for very similar points, otherwise you'd think people would be kicking off. There might be some specific upgrades, maybe in a for that time period. I'm not sure about that, but all in all, you might think that's fine. And so do I. I can think it's completely fine. I don't really have a problem with it. It's just curious that if you have already, you're a Rebel player and you already own 3 of them, what do you do? Because they can't give this away in the like traditional way that they would give away upgrade cards, which is like you go to an event and you get the card, because you're going to need the mini. So I mean, it's interesting that they're doing it. I don't necessarily know if it's a good idea. Maybe they should have made it just literally like Republic Wookie Warriors only instead of just Wookie Warriors, because I can imagine it might frustrate a few people. Maybe, I don't think they're going to sell him on his own, or I keep saying him or her or whatever it is on its own. But yeah, like, that's interesting. And thankfully, I don't think this is going to be something we're going to see very often, because a lot of the things aren't necessarily like cross faction, and you know, even if they do a pulp, you could argue that they'll just do him as like a completely different, you know, different kind of character, and therefore it wouldn't be cross realm, cross faction, stuff like that. So yeah, like, the sales model of it is really interesting to me. I don't think AMG necessarily said anything that interesting, apart from the fact it's going to be a Republic cross faction box. But yeah, I'm just curious what your thoughts are. I'm really curious if they'll try and help anybody who's already got several units, or if they'll just expect you to buy the new ones. Now, it does raise the question about sub-factions. Now, Wookiees would be a classic one for sub-faction, I think. I mean, so would like Ewoks and like stuff like that, but they're not out. But Wookiees, I think, would make a great sub-faction. And maybe this new Wookiee warrior could be the start of something there. I think we may have even been told we were getting... Yeah, no, FFG said they were doing sub-factions. I'm not going crazy, right? And obviously, that may or may not be put on hold now because of AMG, depending on how they were doing it. If they were doing it so that there were new SKUs, so that there were like new items, a little bit like this, then that would have to sort of still go ahead if they were going to mention it in the boxes. If it was going to be something like outside of it, like either an upgrade, not an upgrade pack, but like a PDF or something, then you would not necessarily need to go ahead with it if you were AMG. So that's going to be interesting. I have a feeling that if they're going to do some factions, doing this Wookiee Warrior box would make sense, because they could do something like making them core if you have the sub-factions. If you have Wookiees as core units instead of special forces, then you might be like, oh, actually, now it makes sense that I buy more because I can take more than 3. So they might like get you by doing that. But yeah, I'm just curious. I'm going to try and talk about the news a little bit more timely, in a more timely manner next time. I do apologise. There are some big changes coming to the channel, but not like anything for you guys to worry about or anything. Basically, we're just going to try and do more like battle reports, and I'm going to draft somebody and we're going to do battle reports, and there'll be a name change. Ooh. You'll just get the same stuff, so don't stress too much. Just hopefully more of the same. Have a most beautiful day. Like and subscribe. Goodbye.